It's the business end of the 2006 AFC Youth Championship. After 9 days of competition, the field was down to just 4. DPR Korea, Jordan, Japan, and Korea Republic all have confirmed their places in next year's FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Canada. But only one can claim their hands on the AFC Youth title. And this week we wrap up the 34th edition of one of the oldest youth tournaments in Asia. This was the semi-final lineup. Champions Korea Republic taking on Japan was the mouth-watering clash, while Jordan hoped to continue their fairy tale run by beating DPR Korea. For Korea Republic, this was familiar territory. They're the holders and have won the title a record 11 times. And they've shown signs they're ready to retain the crown, winning all 4 of their matches so far. But against perennial rivals Japan, anything could happen. It's with that wariness that coach Cho Dong-hyun chose to keep the cards to himself, avoiding as much media attention as possible. For Japan, this had been one tournament that's been their bane. They've never laid hands on the championship before, having finished as runners-up on 5 occasions.
I don't think of this as pressure. I just try to keep my focus on our preparations and think of ways of improving the team. That's most important to me. I think the past is just a record, and in football, you have to believe in yourself to achieve things.
2 years ago, Japan were eliminated at this stage against the Koreans on penalties. Perhaps now would be the best time to exact revenge.
We're improving with each game, and all of our opponents are tough and very competitive. We've been able to show our qualities on the field, and that's the important thing. The fact that we are able to produce the results is a great sign that we're going in the right direction.
The Koreans are very strong, as after all, they are the defending champions. But we are not afraid of them. We have been preparing well, and it's a great achievement to have been able to overcome all the obstacles and qualify for the last 4. As a team, we are confident of our chances to beat them.
The Salt Lake Stadium was the venue for the titanic clash between the East Asians. Past meetings between the teams had not been short of drama, and this one wasn't about to disappoint. It didn't take long for the tempo to get going, with the Koreans strengthening their case for a place in the final after just 38 seconds. Shim Young-song scoring his 4th goal of the championship to put his side ahead. It was back to the drawing board for Yoshida's charges. Though stung by the early setback, they weren't about to surrender. Yasuhito Morishima with the warning here. Then the heavens opened, but the Japanese continued the onslaught. Tomaki Makino finding the target as his side piled on the pressure. Then just before the break, the Japanese had their best chance yet. Kazuhisa Kawahara beat the offside trap only to flop his lines, as the Koreans kept their lead at half-time. Things then started to change 3 minutes into the second period. Morishima claimed his 3rd goal of the championship to draw the teams level. 1-1 now. That sprung the Koreans into action. Lee Sang-ho coming close on this occasion. The Koreans continued to be in the ascendancy, and their course was aided 5 minutes from time. Makino's late challenge on Shim left Iranian referee Mohsen Turki no choice but to brandish the red card for denying an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. Now the advantage was with Korea. Yet the all-important goal wasn't forthcoming. So 90 minutes couldn't separate the sides, and it was on to extra time. Japan began to find their rhythm once more. And on 105 minutes, they changed the complexion of the game. Against all odds, Kota Aoki fired his side ahead for the first time in the match, and now a potential Korean defeat hung in the air. But that lead lasted only 6 minutes. Kim Dong-suk with a well-worked free kick, and it was all square again. That was the last piece of action, as after 120 minutes of football, nothing could separate the teams. It was down to the lottery of penalties to determine who would progress to the final. Japan were first to take the kick, Tsukasa Umesaki making no mistake. Then amazingly, the next 5 penalties were missed. Up stepped Morishima for Japan's 4th with the score at 1-0. And he sent keeper Jo Soo-hook the wrong way to put his side firmly in the driving seat. Now Park Hyun-bem had to score. And he kept Korea's hopes alive with their first successful conversion. If Masato Morishige scored, that strike would be irrelevant. But he choked. The onus now was on Bae Seung-jin. And he showed calm nerves to send the tie to sudden death. Aoki was tasked to take Japan's 6th, and he made it 3-2 on penalties. The pressure now turned to Choi Chul-soon. But keeper Akihiro Hayashi saved the attempt, and with that sealed Japan's place in the final for the 6th time. For the Koreans, they ended their reign as champions in heartbreaking fashion. Few gave them a chance at the beginning. Even fewer expected them to come this far. Yet Jordan have surprised them all at this year's AFC Youth Championship. Their 2-1 victory against China in the quarter-finals was a historic one. With the win, they qualified for the FIFA Under-20 World Cup for the first time ever.
We have succeeded reaching the target we set out before we left. But I think all teams had this target to qualify for the FIFA World Cup, and we did it. So of course the mood is very good. This of course gives me some satisfaction because it proves to me that the work we have done and the work of my philosophy is working well, and that's of course is nice. It's going to be very important because we are one step away from being in the final of the Asian Championship, which would be a very great experience for us. We just have to look at it as another match which we will have to win. So that's it.
But challenging DPR Korea would be no easy task. The Koreans recovered from a 2-0 defeat in their opening match against Japan to record wins over Iran, Tajikistan and Iraq. And coach Jo Tong-sop was keen to keep their interest alive in the competition.
Jordan has done extremely well to come this far in this competition. They won't be easy opponents, as they showed in their match against China. However, I feel if we continue to play to our strengths, and the players show the same teamwork as previous matches, we'll do well. Overall, I'd say we're confident of our chances.
This match-up at the Salt Lake Stadium was billed as David versus Goliath. No wonder, as this is only the second time Jordan have played in the Youth Championship finals. Their last turnout was in 1978. DPR Korea packed a more decorated pedigree. Joint champions in 1976 and runners-up to neighbours Korea Republic in 1990. Jotong Sop's charges were in their element from the start. They should have taken the lead in the very first minute. Captain Kim Kum-il just missing the target here. The outstanding player for Jordan was custodian Ahmed Al-Azmar. He kept his country in the game with quick reflexes such as this on 11 minutes. The West Asians did manage a couple of tries at the opponent's goal. Rahid Fraher with the shot that went just wide. It was DPR, though, who dominated play in the first half. And just when they got their bearings right, keeper Al-Azmar was there again to deny them. But it was a matter of time before the Jordan defence crumbled. On 38 minutes, DPR found the breakthrough. Kim was threatening all day, and he finally found gold with the well-taken strike. 1-0 DPR Korea going into the break. Jordan pressed on when play resumed. But it wasn't to be for Jan Paulsen's charges. The best chance of the half fell to DPR Korea in injury time. Ri Hong Ryo, though, couldn't hit the target with keeper Al-Azmar at his mercy. That's how it finished, 1-0 to DPR Korea. Jordan's fairy tale run ended by a ruthless Korean display. Here's how the final of the AFC Youth Championship stacked up. 5-time runners-up Japan will be hoping to lose their bridesmaid tag against DPR Korea. We'll have that match later in the show.